This portion of the Rusty Humphries Rebellion is brought to you by my brand new book, and it's a good one. It's one that everybody should have. 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends. It is available on Amazon only, on Kindle and in paperback, and now it's available on audible.com in the audiobook version. If you like audiobooks, it's really good. I think you're going to like it. The paperback is great too, and I would love for you to check this book out. It's fun, it's funny, and it's going to help you so you don't have to fight all your friends. But if you need to fight, I'm going to teach you how to win. All that on my brand new book. 7 Ways to Win Political Debates for Your Liberal Family and Friends. Still keep them as family and friends. Available now by me, Rusty Humphries. Let's get on with the show.
Do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now he's unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries Rebellion Radio.
Well, hello and welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion, brought to you by Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream, brought to you by Wax RX. If you got wax in your ears, it helps you get rid of the wax. That's awesome stuff. Also, my brand new book, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends. Also, John Hawkins has a book. He's a good friend of ours. We like to support him as well. And that is called 101 Things All Young Adults Should Know. And that's a great book. And also fantastic podcast, Blunt Force Truth. And, of course, my podcast, which I hope you'll check out at all times, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion. I am embarrassed and frustrated. It's the second time now. Milo has been somebody who's been on my show. We text back and forth on occasion. I thought he was a friend. And we just get stood up. Now, hopefully, he's going to come in a little bit late. I have a lot of good questions for him. But when they don't show, they don't show. And so I got to say, I apologize right now. I do want to check in with folks that are here. Lulla's here. I love you, Milo. Sorry. From South Florida. Peter's there. Janice is there from Long Grove. Mike is in New York. Marilyn's in Florida. Bev is in Pennsylvania. Pat says, wow. Leo from Leon, New York. Jack is in Philadelphia. Tim is in Washington State. Carol's in Louisiana. Dave's in Arkansas. Brenda says, you rock, Rusty. Watching from Florida. Thank you, Brenda. Craig's in Mississippi, Bob in Ohio, David in upstate New York, and in Ohio, and more and more and more. KC is here, says, love your show. He's a Louisiana deplorable. Do me a favor as we get started tonight, even though I got to be honest, I'm not sure what we're going to do in the program. I kind of had the whole show blocked out to spend time with Milo. I mean, he's a very interesting guy. I've been reading his book. There's some things that he touches on in his book, but I think needs to be explored a little bit more about his childhood and things that have happened to him in the past and how did he get where he is. And again, we're just going to... It's one of the tough things about doing live broadcasting. As a matter of fact, it was supposed to be tomorrow, and they moved it to today because they said he had some surgery tomorrow. I don't know. Speaking of surgery, it has been announced today, not that long ago, that Senator John McCain, who I'm not a big fan of, as you may know if you've listened to this program, has brain cancer. I'm certainly not going to celebrate that or kick a guy when he's down. I'm actually going to the Mayo Clinic, the same building, right after the show. Very sad story. My daughter has a friend whose brother has liver issues. Kid's 19, 20 years old, had his whole life. And from what I understand, yesterday or late last night, they got a phone call saying we finally have a donor for you. Come down to the Mayo Clinic. And he went down there and something has gone wrong and the kid's in a coma. And so obviously the family's upset and my daughter is real upset. So we're going to head down to the Mayo Clinic right after this. Tim's asking, okay, first of all, let's talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the news. And I am as disgusted as I can be with the Republican Party. I was an early adopter and leader in the Tea Party movement. And when I mean early, I'm talking way at the beginning. From the beginning, it was started off about Obamacare. That's what it was about. And that's why I never understood why the left, the Tea Party's a bunch of racists. Why? Because we don't want our government to crash and burn because you guys want to take over a sixth of the economy in something we all know is not going to work. And they were successful in demonizing the Tea Party. And now what we fought for has happened. The Obamacare is a disaster. It's a failure. We knew it was going to happen. And then when the Republicans, please just help us get rid of Nancy Pelosi in the House. And we did that. Worked really hard, I remember. Oh, please, we just need to get Harry Reid out of the leadership of the Senate. We just need the Senate too. Okay. Golly jeepers, if we could just get a president in there. Okay. Yeah, darn, sorry, we can't do it. Well, up yours. Screw you. I'm sick and tired of all of you. All of you. I don't care about you politicians. I don't care about your cushy jobs. And I want to know, how do you make $30 million when your job pays you about $200,000 and you got to have 2 houses? How do you do that? Why is it you can have legal insider trading and I can't? Or the audience can't? I despise you. I despise what you stand for, which is nothing. You politicians stand for nothing but yourselves. Like Kenny says, many of the Republicans are as equally bad as the left. Yeah. Kevin says John McCain has great health insurance. Oh, you bet. Well, John McCain doesn't need it. See, here's the thing. John McCain is richy rich. As I understand, his wife owns the Budweiser distributorship in Arizona. Do you think maybe in Arizona, where it gets a little hot, a beer distributorship might pay a little bit of profit? Laverne's checking in. Casey's checking in. Kenny, Tom. As the D.C. swamp gets cleared out, send them to the south. They're low on gator bait. I'm not seeing the D.C. swamp getting drained. That's the problem. Like I told everyone before Donald Trump ever got in, these bastards in D.C., they're going to do everything they can on both sides of the aisle to destroy him. Why? Because of what he stands for. And that is to get rid of them, to change the power from those elites to get it back to the power of the people. Now, I know that's weird because, Donald Trump is no pauper himself. But the idea of what he was going there for, that's what we fought for. And we hope that he's going to live up to some of those ideals. But when every single day, the traitorous news media in our country comes up with another bullshit, I'm going to say it, bullshit thing to try to distract the American people from getting some work done, And then they go, well, golly, jeepers, Donald Trump hasn't done anything. Well, how the hell do you expect them to do anything when you're making up stories every single day? And then that story gets proven to be a lie. Oh, darn, golly jeepers. Oops, we missed that one. Then another story pops up. That's proved a lie. Another one pops up. That's proved a lie. Another one pops up. That's proved a lie. Another one pops up. That's proved a lie. But the whole time, you got Shepard Smith on Fox News going, yeah, that Donald Trump, he needs to go to jail. He's a bad man, that Donald Trump. I'm Shepard Smith. There's another guy I couldn't care less about. I couldn't care less about Shepard Smith and what he cares about or what he likes. I care about what's in the best interest of our damn country. What happened to people caring about our country? What happened to it? When did it just become we only care about ourselves and the people in power? When did that happen? I don't know. Check in, would you please? Give me your name. Tell me where you're from. Give me some hearts. Give me some shares. Let people know about this because I'm pretty ticked off, to be honest. And I've done a lot of interviews in my time. I've never once canceled the last second. I've certainly never canceled and not apologized or said, hey, something important has happened. Like, for example, I'm doing the show and my daughter's best friend's brother is lying in a coma right now at the Mayo Clinic. But I'm still here. I'm sure there was some fabulous party Milo had to go to. Good for him. But, it's hard putting on a show every day. I'm not complaining. But it's one of those things where, when you just decide in 1 second, I'm just not going to show up, it screws things up for everybody. All right, I can now see your thumbs ups and your shares and your likes, so please. Let's see here. Andrew has shared the video. Thank you. Robert says, you remember the Million Man March on Washington? We need to have a whole nation march on Washington to stand against the corrupt Congress that has no interest in the people of this country. I'd support that, Robert. I'd show up for that. Linda's in North Carolina. She's from Ohio, though. Says she's so scared for our country. I'm scared, too. Carrie's in Memphis. Paul's in San Antonio. Carrie says, I got you. Laverne says, what? That's the media's whole agenda. Sidetrack the people. Yep. Louisville, Kentucky, home of Governor Bevin and the Kentucky Derby. God bless America. Oh, and also home of Mitch McConnell. Mitch can't get a damn thing done, McConnell. Oh, but we need him running the Senate. We need him in We need him in charge of the Senate because he's the only one that knows what to do and how to get things done. Well, that's been proven wrong, hasn't it? This is far bigger than the Republicans and Democrats. The real attack is on our constitutional republic, says Brian. The New World Order has set a domino effect in motion, bringing down all the nations in the Western Hemisphere. I don't buy that. I don't believe in the New World Order and all the conspiracy crap. There's always been people trying to take over the country and the world. It never works. It never has. It never will. Get off Alex Jones all day long. No offense. It's just that kind of crap doesn't do any good either. Donald Trump has just issued a statement calling John McCain a fighter. That just happened. Douglas says we need to get rid of Marco Rubio in Florida. Daniel says it seems like everybody and everything is working against the people. Yeah. I think part of the problem with Congress is how few of them have real world experience, especially in the left. Most of these lefties, they go from some crappy college where they've been indoctrinated, and then they get some job in government. And then they move up to another government job and another government job and another government job, and they don't know anything. They're really some of the dumbest human beings on the planet. The most educated people in our country are some of the dumbest human beings on the planet. Like these guys that sat down, well, yes, I'm going to write Obamacare. Let me see here. Let's see, we're going to have these exchanges. And you dumbass. You know, these people that think, well, it looks good in college. It looks good on paper. Let me tell you about my college experience. Before I went to college, I started in radio when I was 16 years old. And I worked at a station, and I'm not going to do the whole long story. But on my first day, I was supposed to clean the parking lot of a big radio station in Seattle. And was told to never, ever, ever go and talk to the DJs, ever. And of course, on my first break, on my first day, I do. And that leads me to meeting a guy who was in a bad mood. And there's anything I can do to help? Yeah, I don't want to go to the Seattle Sonics game. Here's a tape recorder. Here's a pass. Go get me some tape. I don't have any idea what the guy just said, but okay. I go to the basketball game the next night. The other team had a bunch of injuries. I walked up to the coach, Lenny Wilkins. Again, I'm 16 years old in high school, and I go to the coach, and I go, gee, is there anything do you think the reason the Sonics won tonight was because the other team's injuries? And the locker room falls silent because I was so stupid. I didn't know that the Sonics had lost like 4 or 5 in a row because of injuries. And he takes my microphone from me. I don't give a blank, blankety blank, son of a blankety blank. I get thrown out of the locker room on my first day. Leave in tears. I go back to the radio station. Let's hear the tape. What do you mean, Lenny Wilkins didn't like me. What do you mean Lenny Wilkins didn't like me? Let's hear the tape. And they play this tape, and they're laughing hysterically. So they bleep it up, and our Cub reporter, Rusty Humphries, an exclusive interview, and it's bleep, 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 mother bleep. So they make me go to every single sporting event in Seattle for the next 2 years. So I had quite a bit of experience from 16 to about 18. At 18 years old, I go to college, and my first day, I want to work at the radio station. I go to my first radio class. And I realize immediately, and this isn't me being egotistical or stuck up or I was smarter than everybody. I realized the professor who had a doctorate of communications had no idea what he was talking about. I met a guy that was graduating and he wanted to have this job. It's called an engineer. And the job he went through college for no longer existed. Okay? This is and this is just my own little teeny tiny stuff. This wasn't poli-sci or anything. This is just in broadcasting. But they had no idea what they were freaking talking about. Now, that's just my certain circumstances. But what I'm finding more and more and over and over and over and over again, especially I got 2 girls. I got one girl in college. I got another one that wants to go to college. The only thing they're good at is lying to these children and indoctrinating them into thinking that they are something special so they can go and cry and then I guess not work. The whole system is set up so these professors can make $300,000-$400,000 a year and work 1 or 2 days a week, and that's it. And those are the brain surgeons that came up with Obamacare. And for some reason, the Republicans are so stupid, they aren't smart enough to be able to repeal this. Now, we knew that when the Democrats put this in, that they put in all kinds of things to make this very hard to repeal. But that wasn't going to matter, remember? Just put us in. Just vote for me. Repeal and replace, repeal and replace, repeal and replace, repeal and replace, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do it. That's all we care about. And you've already blown it in less than 6 months? And you expect us to care about you candy asses in the Republican Party? And these 3 chicks, senators, these rhino senator chicks, was it Susan Collins, Murkowski out of Alaska, and some of the senators I've never even heard of before. They held up replace. The only thing that needs to be replaced now is them. Paul Ryan has been a terrible leader. And I think these guys in politics have been lying to President Trump. And I think they've been doing it on purpose because they want to see him fail. What say you? Janice is very disappointed with Republicans. James says, thank you. Roger says, let people know John McCain was determined to be a traitor in Vietnam, not a war hero. What Roger's saying is there were a lot of accusations that John McCain gave up information in exchange for a little bit better treatment. He didn't leave. He could have left earlier. And the charge was he didn't leave earlier because he kind of had it sweet there. That's what some people say. Sherry says, Alabama loves Rusty. Thank you, Sherry. Tom says, hoot. Janice says, President very upset with the party. Then as a good leader, he brings in Republicans for lunch. Roger, I did not read your post on Congress insider trading. Sorry about that. Got a lot of comments here. Thank you very much. Daniel says, hey, Rusty, the people will rise again. Thank you. I agree. I hope so. Scrolling down here. Ricardo says, Republican Congress is the smartest dummies around. Let's let the young guys get in. The only way we get good medical coverage is whatever we voted for. Medical coverage is for the whole Congress has to accept the same coverage. Okay. Dario says, I remember a movie where these freedom fighters stormed Congress armed with Uzis and AK-47s, gunned them all, and established a government by the people for the people. These new reps could not be bought off by groups like AIPAC and other lobbying groups. Finally did what was good for the people, not some multinational scumbags. I am not going to support the idea of going in and storming Congress and shooting them up. I'm not going for. I'm sorry. Maria says they're traitors to the people and to their party, and I'm sick of them. And I agree. And I'm trying to be honest here. I know that the Media Matters will get this, oh, look at Rusty Humphries. Yeah, let's make fun of him because he's upset. I'm upset because they're all, I can't just blame Republicans. They're all lying to us. All of them. All these politicians are lying. All these members of the lamestream media are liars. And what do we do now? I know I've got a real idea. Sorry, I'm looking for a video clipper I had and went down. Sorry. Where did it go? Video. Hold on. There was a thing happened right by my house. Finding terrible videos today. And when I mean right by my house, I almost don't want to tell you about this because this is like 5 blocks from my house. Okay, come on. I hate the internet sometimes. Dan says, I'm in the house. Thank you, Dan. Douglas says, I don't think we've had a good Republican president since Eisenhower. I disagree with that. I think Reagan did a great job. You don't think Reagan did a good job? I think Bush had some opportunities that he squandered. I think the first Bush had a lot of opportunities he squandered. Okay. Let me play this video. This happened, like I said, this was, when I say 5 blocks from my house, I walk past this every single day. I drive on this road every single day. I walk my dogs on this road every single day. What would you do if this happened in your neighborhood? I check this out.
Just found out a bobcat that attacked a dog and a man in Anthem had rabies. The wild scene captured on camera. The bobcat ended up latching onto a German Shepherd's face as the dog's owner and a couple of Good Samaritans tried to pull it off. Jason Garrido posted this video on Facebook. He says the bobcat ran after and attacked the dog, who was on a walk with his owner. Garrido jumped out of his car to help, while another Good Samaritan tried to yank the bobcat off the dog. But when the bobcat let go of that dog, it latched onto the guy's hand. You can actually see him swinging around trying to get it off. Finally, the bobcat ran away. The man, we're told, is going to be okay, but he did have to get stitches and also has a broken bone in his hand. He also had to get a rabies and tetanus shot. The dog is also expected to be okay. Game and Fish found the bobcat in a storm drain and ended up putting it down. It has tested positive for rabies.
Ow! I mean, not only the bobcat going after the dog, but then when he gets the bobcat off the dog, the thing goes after the guy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. And again, the video's gone viral 5 blocks from my house. Every day I go past that street. Every day. Hey, there's another Rusty on here. How you doing, Rusty? He says, I'm sorry, just came across this post. Sounds interesting. I'm a vet Marine. The VA helped me get into a house in 2014 on my birthday. I've been with the same company for 11 years, but after a back injury, I had to take a year off. But they took me back. Been with the same company in the same house since 2014, and I've now not worked since June 13th due to heart failure. Oh, man. The VA won't help me keep the house they moved me into when the VA got me the house. The VA tells me I cannot work because of a blood clot in my heart. I paid over $40,000 in rent in the last 3 years. I've cooked my last meal. All bills are due. What am I to do? You know, we as conservatives sometimes want to say that we need to get rid of all government programs. And in a perfect world, I would agree with that, but this world's not perfect. And we do need to have some kind of safety net and programs for guys like you or people like all of us where, you know, sometimes we just, you know, in today's world, things are changing so quickly that people lose their jobs through no fault of their own. And then what do? Well, you should have saved. Not that easy in the Obama economy. Things are starting to turn around. It's only been 6 months for Donald Trump, and he hasn't been able to do much because every day is Russia, 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 Russia. I personally believe that we should be able to have a system whereby you can get helped out, you know, for a little while. And some people aren't going to come back, and I hope that's not that's not you. But let's say, you know, somebody like me loses my job. I should be able to get helped for a little while. Oh, food, shelter, insurance for just temporary until you get back on your feet. That seems like the right thing to do. What is wrong is, well, hey, you're an illegal immigrant. Come on in. Well, we don't just give stuff to illegal immigrants. You lying sacks of crap. You do it under the guise that you've got these anchor babies here. Mom across the border popped a kid out. Well, that kid's a citizen, and now we got to take care of the whole family. No. I submit that one parent has to be a citizen before a child can get citizenship in this country. What do you say to that? Or am I being mean? I think at least one parent has to be a citizen. That's number one. Number two, unless you're a citizen, you should get zero benefits. None. Oh, but I came across the border illegally. I'm hungry. What do I do? Sorry, go home. You're heartless. You're mean. No, you knew it coming in. It's just like if I go down and I rob the bank and I get arrested. Well, I just needed the money. Well, you knew what was going to happen. We were going to arrest you and take you to jail. Why is this so damn hard? Why is this an argument? Why are we even having this discussion? A sanctuary city? Are you freaking kidding me? We have cities that protect people who came here illegally, who steal jobs and who steal benefits, who steal money. Oh, well, some of them are good. Yes, some of them are very nice people. They still came to our country illegally. They knew it. They're still stealing from our country. When you take something that you're not supposed to have, you're stealing. And then we have Democrats that are so damn stupid, we just give them benefits. And then we wonder why we're broke. William, a politician is one who could not make it as a lawyer, so therefore goes into politics. It's all smoke and mirrors, Rusty, by both parties to hide the fact that we're $20 trillion in debt plus $127 trillion in unfunded liabilities. Politicians have sold our future and our children's future. Venezuela, here we come. Tim said your guest may have pulled a no-show, but we're here to see you. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. Dale says thank you to our vets. Politicians no longer are in it to represent the people anymore. No. Sonia says our vets need to be taken care of. Yeah, Reese says birthright citizenship needs to end. Yes. Janice says my love died. I lost the house. Taxes on property tripled, and then this year tripled again. You know, here's the thing that I don't understand. What is the benefit today of being a citizen of the United States? You know, in the time of Rome, if you were a Roman citizen, man, you could walk around anywhere in the world. You could have money hanging out of your pockets. And nobody would touch you. Nobody. Why? Because everybody around the world knew. If you were a Roman citizen and somebody did something to you, the full force and power of the Roman Empire would come and crush that people that attacked that Roman citizen. Crush them! Knock my table over. Today, we're just giving away citizenship as easy as can be. Hell, it costs more to get a hot dog and a drink at Costco than it does to sneak across the border and get free benefits from America. And then crime is out of control. Black Lives Matter. This group matters. That group matters. Do you remember when we were trying to desegregate? We were trying to bring everybody together and make this a melting pot country where we didn't care about your race, your creed, your color. All we cared about was the content of your character. I remember that. That's gone. Thank you, Democrat. Thank you, Obama. I'm going to blame all this on Obama. Let's go back to this one. When was it hard to figure out what sex you were? It's been, 2 years? All of a sudden, kids don't know what to call their sexuality. They don't know if they're a boy or a girl. They don't know. We had a video the other day of a guy crying at a Vegas casino because a security guard wouldn't let him in the girls' bathroom because he felt like he wanted to be a woman that day. We have the greatest athlete of all time. Is now a woman. And a conservative at that, by the way. You know, I'm going to bring this up because it amazes me on how young people only know Bruce Jenner as Caitlyn or Bruce Jenner as the dad from the Kardashians. I'm going to show you this. Bruce Jenner winning the decathlon. You want to talk about a hero? When I was growing up, this is what a hero was all about. This guy was, hold on. I'm going to play this. For those of you too young to remember, it's 1976. I was in 5th grade, and it was the bicentennial year. Bicentennial year was the 200th anniversary of America. And it may have been my favorite year ever. Not personally. I loved it because everything was patriotic. The flag was everywhere. I remember at school we buried a time capsule that was going to be open. That'll be open in 100 years and in 2076. And how scary is that? Doesn't sound like too far away anymore. But it was a year that we were together as a country. It was just, we all loved being Americans. We loved it. And it was the year of the Olympics. And there was this guy, this good-looking guy, and they weren't sure if he was going to make it to the win in the Olympics. Let me just show you this compilation of Bruce Jenner in the Olympics. Watch this. Oops, and there's no sound. Where's the sound? Oh, man. There doesn't seem to be any sound. I want sound. You know what? Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me find a different clip. I want you to hear it. Because it was, all right, 400, 6 minutes long. I don't want a 6-minute long one. I'm sorry. I'm wasting your time. You guys got better things to do. Whoops. Here, you can look at me instead of me finding it. Why is there no audio with that? Why would you do that? See, I can hear it. Let's try it one more time. Sorry. Anyway, let's see. Where does the line stop for insanity start today? I don't know. Janice says, I'm older than you. My last child was born in 75. Donna says, my nephew's 23 years old, cannot read cursive. Our kids are being dumbed down on all sides. It's sad. Barbara says, it's a strong, mean word, hate. Hate creates wars and all things as we people of America don't like. Yeah. Okay, so is there no audio at this? There's no audio. Let me find one other one. Here we go. I'll just pull this one.
The events have been knocked off one by one, and now only one remained at 7:05 p.m. That was this evening. After almost 18 hours of competition, Bruce Jenner had the lead, was just where he wanted to be over Kretschmer, the West German, and Avilov, the defending gold medalist. The others followed behind. This would be, however, the hardest event of all, the 1,500 meters. He started life in Connecticut, not too far from Long Island Sound. His great antagonist came from Odessa in the Black Sea, Avilov. Now Bruce Jenner faced a race that still could cost him. If he couldn't finish it, for example, if his time was terribly slow, he could still lose.
I don't think he could do this race in heels today.
Through his mind,
I'm not sure.
He and Avilov are in the same heat.
And so we come to the final moments of the 10 events and 2 grueling days for the men's decathlon. Bruce Jenner, 7,904 points, and he really only needs to run a very mediocre 1,500 meters in order to set a new world record. If he runs 1,500 at 4 minutes, 35.8 seconds, he will have his new world record. And his personal record in this event in decathlon competition, 4:13.6. Massive crowd has remained through the day here at the Olympic Stadium to see this moment. On the unlocks, Kretschmer of West Germany in second place, 7,816 points. He's 88 points, about 12.6 seconds behind Bruce Jenner as they move away from the starting line. And in third place, it is Avilov, 7,755 points. He's 149 points, or about 22 seconds behind Jenner. He's 61 points, or about 9 seconds behind Kretschmer. And whether or not Bruce Jenner will go for an early, heady pace and try to hide the world record, well, we'll have to wait and see. But right now, it is Litvinenko of the Soviet Union who has dropped well back and out of contention, who has taken the lead. And he has run this event at 4:05.9. So you might very well anticipate the Russian will win this one. So Jenner may want to hide the world record. If he can turn in his personal best, then I'll guarantee you he's going to put that beyond reach of any man in the near future. Well, Bruce Jenner moves up now to second place. He has been superb in the second day, as he almost always is in the decathlon competition. Jenner is first in the overall standings after 9 events. Crutchmer is second, and Avilov is third.
All right, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I'm going to speed up. He's running. He's doing better. Things are going fast. We're speeding up, speeding up, speeding up. Okay.
Fast is 4:13.
Oh, let me go back. Hold on.
It'll be electronically timed. 3:11 as he passed into the bell lap, and now here comes Bruce Jenner. He's putting on the kick. Bruce Jenner is picking up the back straight. He does not want to finish second in this race. He's taking the run of Lincoln. He wants the world record. His personal best is 4:13.6, and he is driving through the curve, running the curve hard. He's going to be in that 4:17, 4:18 area. If he should get into 4:14, that'll guarantee him going past 8,600 points. Lincoln trying to hold on. Bruce Jenner is driving. And Jenner is coming hard. He's going to finish second in the race. But what is the time? 4:11.41. Unofficially running 4 seconds under what anybody could have reasonably projected for him. It is a new personal best. Let's call it unofficially 4:12 and a half.
Okay, but okay. Look at this guy. Okay. He wins the world record. Everybody's collapsing behind him. And what does he do? He picks up an American flag. He's going to take a breath. And then the dude runs another lap. That's what kind of a stud that guy was. And, you know, that guy's now a woman. That guy who you just saw, he's now a woman. And and he was a friend of mine, and I'm not picking on him personally. It's just how we have changed as a country and a society, and it's sad. Rusty says, you blew me off, Rusty, and took up another topic. What about the veterans of this great country who give you the freedoms to be an ass? First of all, Rusty, nice name. Secondly, I understand about veterans and sacrifice. On January 28, 1969, my father, Gary D. Humphries, was killed in action in Vietnam. So don't tell me about sacrifice. I get it. I'm very sorry you're going through. I said I didn't blow you off. I don't know what to say. It's wrong that you're being treated this way. I think I said that. I mean, I wish I could just, pull out a check. Here, Rusty, let me just write you a check. Let me just, here's $500,000 and to Rusty, and I'll send it to you. I wish I could. I know you're scared. We all go through times like that. And that's what I was saying. I do believe that there should be a safety net for guys like you. That sometimes we Republicans, the first thing we want to do is all we want to do is cut stuff off. I don't want to cut stuff off for guys like you. I want to cut stuff off for illegal immigrants that come in here and just take and take and take and take and take. Oh, but they pick our fruits and vegetables. I'll go pick my own damn fruits and vegetables. All right, Rusty, now you're just feeling sorry for yourself, and I'm sorry. You know what? I also am going to have you take responsibility. And don't come on a website of a guy trying to do a radio program and try to project your anger onto me. That's not your right to do. We do feel bad. I mean, you want me to do a radioathon, a telethon, do something? I mean, what would you expect us to do? Like Richard says, yes, talk to a VA social service rest at a hospital. Talk to them. That's their job. I'm sorry you're hurting, and I'm sorry you're having a rough time. I am. And I'm sorry your dad was killed by a drunk driver in Jackson. And Tim says, yes, go try a GoFundMe account. There's a lot of things that you can do. But going and throwing hurls of insults on people who are on your side is probably not your best plan. That's what I think. On that up note, let's see here. Dario says, forget Bruce Jenner. He's a distraction. We need to focus on the District of Criminals and their financiers. Dario, listen, we did. I mentioned Bruce Jenner because people have forgotten how far we've fallen. That guy was a hero. And now he's a hero as a woman? Kids today don't know what sexuality they are? We are more torn up now than ever before on racial issues right after having a black president because our black president chose to drive wedges between us. The college professors taught the kids this was okay. And then we put Republicans in office to fix this crap and they don't do it. Yeah, I've had a day of trying to just work it out in my head too. Then we'll figure it out. I'm not giving up on America. I'm not giving up on our people. I'll give up on the Democrat Party. They're a bunch of losers, and I'm getting real sick of the damn Republicans too. But we're not out. We're a long ways from being gone. One way to beat them at their own game is doing what you're doing right now. If you would please share this video with people. Find my podcast at iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, wherever great podcasts are. If you'd subscribe to it, if you'd take a listen to it, if you give me some hearts, some thumbs up, some interaction, let people know what people can do. Rusty, I'm sorry if I upset you. I didn't mean to. But you also have to understand, people have to understand when I'm doing what I'm doing where I am, I have to do all the controls. I have to try to think of what I'm talking about. I get to glance down for a second. I see comments. I have to look back up. I try to comment, and if you or anybody else throws in thing, I'm able to catch moments, brief lines as they go through on the screen. And like I said, all of us watching this video are on your side. It's just when you say that, hey, you need us to do something, we don't know. Now, Richard says friend me on Facebook. He's going to give you the number. He's going to help you. That's great. Richard, thank you. I have to cut it a couple of minutes short today. I need to take my daughter to the Mayo Clinic, the same place where John McCain is right now. And there's a young man who's about 20 years old who is her best friend's brother who's had a liver disease for a long time, been very sick. And he got called to get a transplant last night, and it didn't go well. And the young man's in a coma now. And my daughter's having a real hard, she's 16 and has never had a friend get sick before. And so we're going to go down there and do what we can to support that family. If you would do something to support our family, I would appreciate it. If you would support great products like Australian Dream, Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. It's available at Walmart, Walgreens, and all great retailers. It is an incredible product that doesn't burn. It doesn't smell. It's not greasy. It's available at Walmart, Walgreens, all great retailers. And if you take my word for it and it doesn't work for you, don't worry. There's a empty jar guarantee. Use the entire jar. If it doesn't work for you, send it back and they'll give you a full refund. Wax RX is another fantastic product. If you're like me, I get wax buildup about twice a year. Got to go to the doctor. It's in my ears. It drives me crazy. I can't think. I get dizzy. Wax RX makes it so I don't have to go to the doctor. And you won't either. Go to waxrx.com. Find out what you can do. It's an incredible product. Save you tons of money, and it works. How about that? waxrx.com. Also, my new book is out there. It's now available where it needs to be. In paperback, in Kindle, and on Audible. It's called 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends. And like I said, I've worked very hard on this book, and it's not that long. They say most people don't read 80 pages. So you should be able to read this one then. It's only, 74. And it's funny, and it's interesting, and you'll learn how to debate. You get some nice debate tricks, and I think you'll like it. And I don't get paid for doing this show. I do this out of love for my country and trying to build something with friends like you. That's right. Another dead end, ladies and gentlemen. Buy the book. That's right, Rusty. Buy the book. Buy it. Buy it. All right. Thank you very much. Again, Amazon, paperback. Hey, Rusty, you can write a book. Why don't you write a book? Maybe you can make some money and pull yourself out of it. All right? The Audible version's the best. And if you're not if you haven't subscribed to Audible, if you go to Audible and pick my book and you sign up for it, I think you get the first 2 books for free. It's worth it. You'll like it. I love audiobooks. That's it. May God bless you. May God bless America. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 in the East. 6 in the West, 9, it's fine. 6, get your fix. The Rusty Humphries Rebellion also available, iTunes, Stitcher, and other great places you get your podcasts. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow. May God bless you. May God bless America. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.